Hello everyone, my name is Danotage and welcome to Escape from Tarkov, the Challenger series. This is a series I wanted to put on a whole new level when it comes to challenges and bringing challenges to the upper echelon of not just skill, but all kinds of different interesting curves and bends and folds to what we have going on. I'm not the greatest Tarkov player in the world, but there's going to be some really cool and creative stuff that goes into this series. So each season of the Challenger series will have a different challenge. This is season 1, so it'll be one full challenge. It'll be about 60 episodes or so, more than likely less. Or fewer, rather. I will complete the challenge within the time allotted, or I'll fail the challenge. It'll be one or the other. The first season of the Challenger series has been challenged and been put forth via the one and only Onepeg. For those who know him, he's one of the top creators when it comes to Tarkov. And he's a master at sharing knowledge about everything you wanted to know and a lot of things you probably didn't even know you wanted to know. He's someone with a unique mind for things, which is why I was like, hey, I'm going to ask you what sort of challenge can you come up with? And he delivered the next day. It was pretty fantastic. If you don't know who Onepeg is, he's Onepeg MG over here on YouTube and Onepeg on Twitch. So go check him out, go subscribe to him, go follow him. Excellent content creator with all kinds of experience and a lot more than I do. I still have about 1,200 hours in Raid, but, you know, that's not even close to a lot of these guys. So, here's the challenge that Onepeg posed to me. Make 30 million rubles in 60 scav raids or less. So, it seems pretty straightforward. You know, you got 60 scav runs, and if we can make 30 million, which is roughly 500,000 on average per raid, and that includes raids where we do die, raids where we can't complete, which comes out with a big old goose egg, we'll get to, hopefully, 30 million rubles. But I put some rules on it, so let's go over the rules real quick. For almost every item, there will be, I will be using vendors for everything for pricing. Almost. For almost everything, we'll be using vendors. So, the flea market is not off limits. If an item is worth a significant amount more on the FLEA, I will be using the FLEA. However, the flea market price will be averaged amongst the cheapest items in usually the 3 at the bottom. So I'll be using this because sometimes the 1 and 2 are pretty undercut, and then 3 happens to jump up. So that's why I'm going to take an average, and we'll call it there. I think we can call it fair. We also won't be using the average of the entire market because that tends to be a huge skyrocket number. We won't do that too much. The prices will be added up as the recording happens. The reason this is a rule and reason this is a thing is because, well, if I were to do this really late in the wipe, then there's going to be a lot of things that are completely different price. If I do this really beginning in the wipe and I took a bunch of footage from before, it would be a different price. So whatever's there, that's the price, that's what it is, and then we'll move from there. I will be using my main account for this challenge specifically. There will be other challenges where we use new accounts, other challenges where we use really old accounts, etc. So that means you're going to see the stash be a little bit different. I'm not going to show you the stash all too much in this series. It's mostly going to go from Scav Raid, pulling all my stuff into my stash, and then that's about it. You won't see too much, but if you see my stash in normal, you'll see cash flow be changing, and all kinds of things will be different. Not to mention, I may do Scav runs on my own, on stream and whatnot, so my skills may change a little bit, but again, that shouldn't matter too much. So, pay attention to the graphics on screen. I spent a lot of time putting them together, and that will be the number that is gospel. I will also put in the description roughly where we are when we start that episode. So you'll be able to take that and count up. And that's it. That is the Escape from Tarkov, the Challenger series. We've got a whole mess of raids to get into, so away we go. Oh boy. All right. So we have our first run. And for those that are wondering, why not go Lighthouse? So Lighthouse is very much the popular map right now. It's got a bunch of stuff. It's got a bunch of very high value loot. And we will go Lighthouse. Like, I promise that will happen. But I tell you right now that... Oh, I've got Dolbos here. I need this for a quest. We're not going to worry about that. However, Lighthouse is extremely busy. Which is fine. I don't really mind it. We can deal with it. But for the most part... Lighthouse is going to be one of those maps that is so busy that the risk of us dying and using up one of our 60 raids is going to be tough. It's gonna be high, that risk. We don't have much of gear right now as far as backpack space goes. But woods is a nice little warm-up, I think. I think woods is a nice little warm-up. Plus, there's actually a lot of loot here. I've been suggested by a few friends of mine. I thank Simcopter1 for showing me a couple of things. I've known about a lot of loot spots on this, but I've checked out a few extra spots, and there's quite a bit that I've missed, admittedly. One of the big things I will say about this, and I probably already mentioned it, but I'm not much of a looter. Like, I don't go around looting stuff. I know people say that that's what a rat is, and it's like you just go around looting. But I don't really rat, Chad, any of that stuff. I don't really label it that way. I know a lot of people will. I'm like the mix between the two. I will go for loot when I'm, dead broke, but even then I don't really do it that much. I will almost always play this as a survival game. I'm going to play the survival side. I'm going to do my best not to just get cracked off the side there. It's crazy. It's crazy what can happen in this game, which is part of the reason why I like it so much. So we got about 17 and a half minutes when we started. We started about almost 18 minutes. We've got plenty of time to do some stuff. We've got some interesting routes we might take. But hopefully, this is a quiet raid, and we can just run through and have a smooth, nice, easy first raid. I know that now that I've said that, it's probably not going to happen. But we've got a Valde here. We've got LPS ammo. We could hold our own. And we have the best armor in the game, which is a Paka. So we'll be just fine. I'm actually kind of a chatted out scav right now. The only problem what we have is the fact that we have a sling, which is, it's better than nothing. I shouldn't complain too much. But hopefully we find some good stuff. I can fit one bronze lion in here. I got 35 grand. That's not a bad start. Really isn't. Somebody's been through here. There's a hat there. Tank helmet. From a distance, I could look scary to some people. So I'm hoping that's okay for us. We're about to find out what happens. We're gonna check some of these locations. Some of these are not great. We've got some tech locations here. We've got some things here, but for the most part, we want to check some of the houses in the village. What do they call that? What do they call this place? They call this place the old sawmill. Is that really what that is? Oh, this is the old sawmill I'm coming up right now. The town is what they call the next place. Okay, so 17 minutes. People should be gone for the most part. Obviously, we can't spawn into a raid unless there's at least one PMC in the raid. But hopefully everybody's gone. We should always check on... You should always take a look at whether or not the car extract is there. Because if the car extract is there, and then all of a sudden it's gone, oh, you can't see it on your scav. If you check if it's there and then it's not there, that means whoever was here is left, which is a good sign. I don't know what that is. SV break. We're probably gonna get rid of most of this stuff, but we got to pick it up because we got to have something. We can't be empty-handed at the end, being like, oh, I should have gone back and grabbed those things. Ooh, Olbex. This is a bunch of stuff I actually need. The pistol. Okay, if we're fast enough, we should be able to hit most of these spots. The Obdobos is going to be really good for us, though, too. Helix is not expensive, but it's something. Another one of those, which is pretty good. Check the beds. Always check the beds. More tech here. Heard that. Sprats, I think that's worth more. The SOP mod actually is pretty good, I think. M1A? Oh, Oh, that's not bad. What's in here? Less than half of M80? That'll do something. More Helix. So far, looking pretty okay. As far as the loot goes. You never know what's going to happen. So, I have to get out a factory gate? That's still an extract? Scav Bridge. Scav Bridge is probably where we're going to make it. To be honest. As long as I don't snipe. Okay, there's a thing over here. Crap. Oh, is it here? Yeah. I got a pineapple juice. Okay, we're not gonna worry about it. I'm checking the house. I gotta make sure not to get clapped by somebody just hiding. Don't need the battery anymore. The nippers instead of the bandage. Bandage could save us though. M-lock. And we're gonna try to avoid a lot of the sawmill. I'd love a bigger backpack. Oh, somebody's been through here. Make sure they got everything. I don't know what that sound was. Hey, you friendly? There's a hanging AK-47. I'm not gonna take it out, but see what's in it. I didn't realize you can have. There's something on the coat racks. Say what? Man, I don't think that's any good. It's a nice AK though. All right, it's a AI scav. He's to the right, right? It's to the right. Let me see. All right, this bag. I don't know how much these go for. I think they're valuable, but I know that some of this stuff loses value. So it's all going to depend on, and how we're going to calculate, obviously, what we make is going to depend on when we do it. And I'm going to be, you know, honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys and be like, oh, I'm just going to wait for the price to go up. That would be... Why would I do that? That sounds just terrible. All right, This guy have a better backpack? Nope. The only thing that AK could help me with is the fact that it would sell in the flea market. Now, I've said in the beginning we're going to be using the flea market. If that becomes a problem and we have to change it, I don't mind doing that. But we're going to use the flea market because some items will sell like 3-4 times more because it'll be worth it to people, and I think that's important. I think that's part of making that money because that's what people are going to be, it's what you're going to be doing, right? That's what you're going to be doing in your normal playthrough. So if you're watching this series and you're like, well, hey, well, I guess it's not really relevant to me because I'm not going to be I'm not either bartering stuff or I'm not going to be just vendoring everything. So this isn't going to be something that helps me. And, you know, obviously a challenge is not meant to be like a guide to help people, but I'd like it to be kind of both. That's where I come from. I come from the guide world. Onepeg and I bonded over the fact that, like, if I was still doing guides for Prima Games, I would absolutely try to get a Tarkov book. In fact, like, I'll tell you, I'll give a little bit of insight. There was a possible Tarkov book in the works. Like, it was being thought of and tossed around and stuff like that. And obviously they were asking me if I wanted to write it. They're asking me if I wanted to write it, and I'm like, back then, I would have done okay. My knowledge now obviously would have helped a lot more, but the big thing is, like, if they were to ask me now, which obviously is not going to happen, I would absolutely have a full team of really, really good writers. What is that? PP ammo. Okay, so we're looking for some of these open buildings. You never know what's in here. We're gonna run this to the end. Not because that's like what I do, but because we're gonna have to. I think there's only one building here that's really good. I do want to hit the radio tower, though, so we do have to move. Morphine isn't bad. The hot rod isn't terrible either. I don't think I care to go over there. Try it out. Let's go see. What do we got? What do we got? Talk to me. Talk to me. Come on, loot whispers. Give me something. I don't think there's anything in here. There's a duffel here. Duffels are always good. Vita juice. I think the MRE is worth more. Minutes. Okay, this is the one we went into. I think we want to hit that beach house. The pier house, whatever you want to call it. Hit this too real quick. Nothing there. Nothing there. I don't think there's anything. There's so many things that sink through the floor. Yeah, I think we want to hit this. I'm getting tired. We need to... I mean, so my scav isn't, like, the worst. Ooh, a teapot? Do this, actually. He's not, like, super low level, but... Because I've been playing the scav more than I have been in the past. Full set, no. Scissors, kinda. I don't remember if the helixes are worth anything, or worth, like, there's a lot that you need, but I don't think they're worth much. I'm gonna tell you right now, especially because of our backpack space. We got 3 minutes, we gotta go. This isn't gonna make us the money we need. We're not gonna get 500 grand. Which is obviously what our average needs to be. But I think we're gonna do okay. So this should be Scav Bridge and Scav Bunker. Actually, we can exit Scav Bunker, which is exactly where we're going. I've got 3 minutes. I can do it. It can be done. Come on, baby, let's go. Oh, hello. It's gonna be interesting whether or not we want to actually risk maybe losing some Scav rep for, like, better... I don't think we want the nippers. Take this. I think that's worth some. It's a trade, so that's why I'm assuming it's worth some. I actually don't know. Oh, Psycho Scav. Gotta love Psycho Scav. 2 minutes, plenty of time. Ultra Nozzla. Take the grenades. The fog. You're terrifying. Please, Scavs, leave me alone. Crackers. Lucky Strikes. Power Bank. Might be more than the Helix. Actually, don't remember. There's a vodka. Might be more than the MRE. Okay, 1 minute. Ooh. Yeah, give me that. Don't need those. Yeah, let me make sure this is the exfil. It is. Alright. Need 7 seconds. Oxyram, battery. Okay, let's check this. I don't see anything. Very dark down here. You gotta check the beds. The beds can always have something. Jackets. Come on, give me something big. It's not. Okay. Oh my god, I think we're like milliseconds away. Oh, we got out. we were less than a second away from missing that exfil. Oh boy. That was a good first run. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be great. It's not gonna come out like on top as like the best run ever. But as far as Woods runs go, that could be so much worse. That can absolutely be so much worse. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna run with it.